again, back to the Pain in Your Assets podcast with Stella Bee on air, still on season 1, episode 2 of Why I Chose My Career. So after graduation with my BS in my Bachelor of Science in Accounting, and then I later went, I think it was actually 10 years later when I got my MBA in accounting. By that time I was married with 4 kids. And going to school full time. And then at the time when I started the MBA program, I was working part time for a company. I think I had started the program while at home on break after having the twins, because I was at home for about 9 months. So during that time, just sitting at home bored, I'm like, I'm not going to just sit home and be a housewife. I actually started my MBA program, and I also started like an online store, like similar to like Amazon. So I kind of started my own Amazon with drop shipping and everything at home during my time after having the twins. And then, I started working part-time again while still doing my MBA program, thinking that, okay, I can handle MBA program at night and work part-time, but the company decided, hey, we need you full-time. So it got to a point where I was working full-time again, still doing my MBA program, and by that time I was already a wife and a mother of 4, because the twins were born by that time as well. Yep, almost straitjacket, just borderline. So yeah, it's not many moms that have walked in my shoes and still come out without having major issues. I have some, I got a little bit. I ain't gonna even lie. By the grace of God, I made it through. So after graduating, I registered because I knew that I wasn't at the MBA and had 4 kids stage by then. I wasn't married yet, but I knew that it wouldn't be like a long time before I would be. The type of church that we attended, they encouraged marriage. They didn't encourage long period of years of dating and then having your career first and then deciding to become a wife and mom. That's not how it was structured. Like we were actually groomed to be wives, and so I knew that I would not have the time to. I mean, I could have done it, but to be at a CPA firm or a firm that worked 80 hours and did a lot of traveling, and so I registered with a temp agency. My first position with them was with Harris. At the time, I think it's still called Bank of Montreal. I think, and so it wasn't a teller position though. It was like an investment banker position. Because I wish I could have retained a little bit more of that knowledge now that I'm in a different stage in my life, or could have at least got enough back then to start some investments sooner. But hey, and so that particular position, I'm surprised I didn't really like it as much as things worked out, because my mom used to work for First National Bank of Chicago, which I think after all, how the banks they keep merging and merging, so now it's JP Morgan Chase at that location. But back then, they would have their little cookie cutter uniforms on that everybody had to have. They literally had a schedule. Like, how back in the day when we had the menu for the month, and you would print it out and it would be like a calendar and you could look to see what the menu was for that day. That's how their uniform schedule was. You print out the monthly calendar and you see like burgundy skirt or pants with striped shirt and bow tie, or it's like they had out exactly what they could wear for that day. And I was like, whoa, this is something. And so, yeah, as you see, what I have on, I'm a casual. I like my comfortable shoes. You know what? The comfortable shoes is probably because I inherited my grandma Medea's flat feet, and so I will probably never be, a red bottoms, 6-inch stiletto kind of person. Beyonce, you have my heart. Bless your heart, cause you got it, girl. But I think even Beyonce used dance shoes, though. I could probably do dance shoes because those have, some flexibility. So when I was a soul girl and Jesus Christ Superstar, I used dance shoes. I used Beyonce style shoes for that show. Because having those red hard bottoms that don't have the movement to it, and you trying to dance like Beyonce, is not gonna cut it. So yeah, I wear my shoes, and then also after having a procedure done on my toes, like Monica. I think Monica did both of hers at the same time. And my podiatrist encouraged me to do one foot at a time. Probably because I had to work, and I think we were still at home though during that time from the pandemic. But yeah, now it's comfortable. The more comfortable, the better. Hey, it is what it is. When you get older, your body will let you know that you can't do your leg like that no more. You gotta move that over here. You gotta sit like this. Make sure when you get up right. I mean, it's not that bad, but almost. So yeah, I registered with an accounting firm, an accounting temp agency after I graduated. So I knew that one of the big CPA firms, the big eights as they were back then. I think they kind of like the big four now. Probably not going to be my cup of tea. I was able to my first full-time position from that I would have, or accountant, one of those names, one of the larger ones, probably here in the city of Chicago. Surprised that I didn't, take hold to the banking industry, considering that my mom worked for the First National Bank of Chicago, and I would go down there a lot when I was, a latchkey kid, as they call, during my elementary school days. I would go down there and get my super transfer, or just hop on a bus after school or something. I had cousins who lived in the area too, and my mom would have these elaborate stories of how you would have someone come into the bank who didn't take their meds that day. It's like, oh yeah, he on one or she on one because they didn't take their meds that day. So hey, so they would be talking real loud. Hey, somebody needs to come. And why is my account doing this? Like, and, they would share among themselves. Like, yeah, we got us one today. Somebody come and take you got him today, okay? Because I had him last time, so you deal with him today. So sometimes you gotta laugh it off because what else can you do? When somebody is in your lobby singing Christmas carols of complaints. Hilarious. But I actually had one of those First National Bank of Chicago. It's like a replica of the building, which actually the J.P. Morgan is still in that same building. And it looks the exact same way because I think they can't change it. I think it's a historic property now, so you can't change it without going through a whole bunch of City of Chicago hoops. I don't think they would even want to do that. There's several buildings down there actually that are considered historic now, and you can't really change the outside of it because of that. But Chicago is known for its architecture. I mean, that's the reason why they come here for the Batman movies and the different other stuff, because we have some awesome structured buildings downtown. So if you haven't been to the Shy, you need to come and check us out. And if you come in, send me a DM and send me some tickets so I can come and check you out too. But don't just send me the tickets though. Actually, let me come and exchange the service for it. I want to do some media and get some interviews. I don't want to just come and sit and see the show. I actually want to come and interact backstage and ask some questions and get some good media in for it, which would be a win-win for both sides. And so yeah, I had originally chose, before deciding on accounting, to backtrack even further. I think at one point I had thought about nursing, and I saw like some horror movies or something, probably either Halloween with Jason in there or Freddy, one of them, Freddy Krueger, and then Jason Halloween. Or actually, that's kind of those can be kind of comical. It may have been something different, more bloodier than that. But after a few of those, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I can really deal with seeing that much blood and that much trauma. Could have been a few of the Army movies too, and decided that nursing might not be for me. But ironically, though, my youngest daughter chose nursing. So my oldest daughter decided not to go into accounting, but my youngest daughter did choose my first profession, which was nursing. I guess it's all in the genes, I guess. It's, you know what? It's still about serving people. Because nursing, you definitely have to have a spirit of service to be a good nurse. There's nothing worse than going into a restaurant and you ordering your fries and you get to the counter and the person's like, can I help you? Like you interrupting them on their phone call. Like, can I help you? Or to go to a hospital and have a person who's really not concerned about your health and is kind of throwing you around. Like, I just had surgery. I'm in pain. Can you be a little more gentle with me? So yes, it's definitely still in the realm of service. But instead of just only servicing your community on the nonprofit business side, you're servicing them on the nonprofit health side. Still same thing.